Hi and welcome to the ThruNite channel. So today we're going to be comparing 5 different flashlights here, all in various sizes, but the one common theme here is that all these flashlights are throwers. They're all dedicated to push that power out and beyond. So first up here we have the ThruNite Catapult Pro. Next we have the ThruNite Catapult V6 SST70. Next up we have the ThruNite Catapult Mini. Then we have the Monster ThruNite TN42 V2. And on the end here, we have the Olight Warrior X Turbo. So I'm going to go through each one of these lights, talk about it a little bit here, and at the end, we're going to get outside, see how these things compare to each other at night. So first up here is the ThruNite Catapult Pro. These currently sell for $99.99. This has an SFT70 LED in here. All right, give you a little action shot. You can see the very smooth, large reflector. All right, this is pumping out 2,713 lumens on its highest output, and this is running on a single 26650 battery. So to use this light, there's a side button here. Push the side button on. See, there is a power indicator. All right, this one ramps up and down. So if you push and hold it, it'll ramp. All right, blinks when it gets to its highest. Push again, it'll go the other direction, all the way down. All right, so this has the infinite mode from low to high. Any point in time, you could double click. This will go to the turbo mode, pumping out the full 2,713 lumens. All right, if you triple click, it'll go to strobe. Again, just to give you a quick warning, if you have a problem with flashing lights, you might want to skip ahead. All right, but here's that strobe mode, 1, 2, 3. And at any point in time, you can do a long press from the off position to get to that moonlight mode. All right, that has the longest run time. Pretty straightforward light, large head, very smooth reflector, in combination projects all that light outwards. Next up here is the ThruNite Catapult V6. This is the SST70 version. These currently sell for $79.95. All right, this has an SST70 LED. That's why it's right there in the name. All right, you see nice smooth reflector, larger head here. This pumps out 2,836 lumens on its highest output. All right, this is also running on a single 26650 battery. All right, to use this, just push it on. Same power indicator. You can see it's actually red. It's a little bit low on power. But if you push and hold this one, it'll cycle through different modes. We have low, medium, and high. You can double click for turbo mode. Of course, this also has the moonlight mode. It's a long press from off. That's the lowest output. And then there is also a strobe in here. The strobe works a little different than the Catapult Pro. In this case, you're going to double click to go to the turbo mode and then double click again to get the strobe. But at this point, just going to remind everyone, if you have a problem with flashing lights, skip ahead. So here's double click, and there's the strobe mode. All right, very cool flashlight. So next up here is the ThruNite Catapult Mini, and you can see why it's called the Mini. It's just a teeny tiny little thrower. But being so small, it shouldn't be underestimated. This does have quite a bit of throw. This one is running on an Osram LED. All right, this has a high output of 680 lumens, and the power source for this one is a single 18350 battery. All right, this is currently $49.95. To use this, side button, all right, same power indicator like the other ThruNite lights. All right, you can push and hold, cycle through low, medium, and high. All right, double click for the turbo mode, triple click for strobe. Again, skip ahead if you have a problem with flashing lights. So 1, 2, 3. All right, and this also has the moonlight mode. All right, it's a long press from off. Very simple light, super, super small, and pretty affordable at 50 bucks. So next up here is the Beast flashlight on the table. This is the monster thrower, the ThruNite TN42 V2 or version 2. These currently sell for $299.95. All right, the LED on this guy, let me zoom in for you. This is running on an SB T90.2 LED. All right, the power source on this one is 4 21700 lithium ion batteries, and the highest output on this guy is 4,848 lumens. Absolutely crazy. I'm not even gonna give you a demo on this one. This one currently has to be charged, but it's more so because when I put this on turbo, it completely blows out the camera. So you're not gonna be able to see what's going on. But you will definitely see how this compares to the other lights when we head outside and do that night demo. And last up here is the Olight Warrior X Turbo. These currently sell for $139.95. Not sure the LED in here just because Olight does not mention that detail on any of their lights on their website. But the battery source for this one is a 21700. The high output is 1100 lumens. All right, this has a tail clicky switch. All right, so you can do a momentary on, and that's the low mode. If you push in all the way, that's the high mode. All right, let go, it shuts off, or you can do a quick press, and that can be the constant on. All right, I know a lot of people use these for weapons lights. All right, so what I'm gonna do is top off the charge on this TN42 so we can see the full power of all these lights, and we're gonna compare them to each other. Even though they're different sizes, different prices, different LEDs, slightly different setups, the one common factor among all 5 of these lights is they are dedicated throwers. All right, so we're gonna see how they throw that light and how they compare to each other. So let's head outside and check it out. All right, so since we have a bunch of throwers here, I went to a different location. I'm actually on top of a baseball diamond because it makes a perfect little spot to show what these things are capable of. So starting off here, we have the ThruNite Catapult Pro. All right, put it right on turbo. So we're gonna go out. That is the center mount. Right now I'm on home plate. All right, if I go back to the back part of the fence, let me zoom in. You can see that is 230 feet. So you can see how this Catapult Pro lights up at 230 feet. All right, let me back it out. And we'll go left to right. All right, I'm gonna ride between the bases here so you get an idea. So first base, second base, third base. All right, next up here is the Catapult V6, the SST70. All right, put that right on to the pitcher's mound. All right, go all the way up. So let me zoom in to show you that here. This is, again, out to 230 feet. So you can see in comparison, this one has a little bit more spill. But now I'm going to ride the bases. So first base, second base, third base. All right, back to the pitcher's mound. All right, next up here is the Catapult Mini. Put that on turbo. You can see much smaller beam, but still a huge thrower. All right, right now we're on the pitcher's mound. If I go out to that sign, you could still zoom out there and see it. And there it is, whoop, 230 feet. So even this tiny little pocket light, it throws fantastic. Very tight beam. All right, so again, we're gonna go first base, second base, third, and back to the pitcher's mound. All right, so next up is the TN42 V2. Put that right on turbo. Now obviously you can see there's a lot more spill here. If I go out to 230 feet, that is the beginning of its capability. Of course, it goes a lot further than that. But you can see how that lights up the sign out there. All right, same deal. We go first base, second base, third base, and back to the pitcher's mound. Ton of light, ton of concentrated light. And last up is the Olight Warrior Turbo X. Put that right into the highest mode. All right, go all the way out to 230 feet. So you see that sign just fine. Back it out. And now we have first base, second, third, and then back to that pitcher's mound. All right, so there you have it. All these lights are fantastic at throwing light. Obviously, they differ a little bit in how they're doing that. The TN42 V2 is definitely in a class of its own. I thought it'd be fun just to throw it in here because it is such a big dedicated thrower. Obviously, the Catapult Mini is also in its own realm. The capability of just popping this in the pocket, whereas a lot of these other ones are way too cumbersome, or in this case, just not possible to comfortably put it in your pocket. It definitely has a huge advantage. It's also the cheapest at $50. As far as the two catapults, okay, the newer Catapult Pro and the Catapult V6 SST70, still a classic light. Absolutely love this light, but I'm really liking the Catapult Pro, mostly because of the option to ramp. I really like the ramping function, so it makes it a little bit more versatile. So if you want to use it at closer range, you certainly can do so. Nothing wrong with the Olight though. The Olight Warrior X Turbo, it definitely holds its own. As mentioned previously, a lot of people do like this one for a weapons light for rifles. But, you know, to each their own. They're all quality flashlights, and you can't really go wrong just basically picking the one that you prefer. So that's it for this video. If you're not familiar, ThruNite does product giveaways all the time, and they're 100% free. If you're interested, all you have to do to enter is comment on these videos and subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching.